Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to cut through the noise and get straight to the core insights.
Glad to be here.
Today, we're really digging into some pretty significant shifts happening in Malaysia, things that have a direct impact on millions of lives. Our focus is a special address from July 23rd, 2025 by Malaysia's Prime Minister, Anwar Ibrahim.
Right, a really comprehensive one.
Exactly. So in this deep dive, we're going to unpack the key announcements. We'll look at Malaysia's economic performance, how benefits are actually reaching citizens.
The efforts against poverty, which are quite substantial.
Yes, and also those immediate cost of living relief measures that everyone's talking about.
Things people feel right away.
Our mission really is to pull out the most important nuggets of knowledge from this address. We want to help you understand what it all means for Malaysia, for its people, right now, and maybe what's coming next.
Yeah, understand the trajectory.
Okay, let's unpack this journey.
Sounds good. The address really did paint a full picture, didn't it? Not just the big economic wins, but connecting them right down to, well, people on the ground.
Absolutely. So let's start there with Malaysia's economic pulse. Because the numbers, they tell a pretty compelling story of growth.
They really do.
We're talking GDP, Q1 2025 grew by 4.4%, and Q2 is estimated at 4.5%. Solid numbers.
They're very steady, yes.
And get this, Malaysia jumped 11 spots, up to number 23 in the 2025 World Competitiveness Index.
That's a significant climb. Really stands out.
It does. Plus, a record RM 384 billion in improved investments in 2024. That's huge.
Huge. And the ringgit.
Ah, yes, the ringgit, up more than 5%, now sitting around RM 4.23 to the US dollar. Puts it in the top 5 in Asia.
Impressive performance, especially given global conditions.
So beyond just the raw figures, what's the deeper significance here? What does this all really tell us?
Well, I think the true insight isn't just the growth number itself, though that's important. It's more about how it reflects Malaysia's strategic positioning. That steady GDP growth. It suggests the economy is finding a solid rhythm, resilience.
Right, and the competitiveness jump.
That's massive. Jumping 11 spots really shows Malaysia is becoming, well, a much more attractive place for global business. It signals that the environment is improving.
So more than just growing, it's becoming better to do business in.
Exactly. And that record investment number, RM 384 billion, that's a clear vote of confidence from investors. Big time.
Which fuels jobs, activity.
Precisely. It feeds directly into the economy. And the ringgit strength, top 5 in Asia, over 5% up. That signals stability.
Which helps with imports.
Yes. Helps keep import costs in check, and it also makes foreign direct investment more appealing. It's all interconnected, you see. It paints a picture of a sort of healthy economic ecosystem taking shape.
That's a really clear look at the macro picture, and you mentioned the connection to people. So this economic progress isn't just charts and figures. How does it actually, trickle down? How does it translate into real benefits for everyday Malaysians?
This is where it gets really interesting, the direct impact. And the address laid out some key points here.
Like what?
Well, first, unemployment. It's down significantly to 3.0%. That's the lowest rate in over 10 years.
Wow. Okay. So more people working.
Exactly. More people earning. And linked to that, the national minimum wage went up from RM 1,500 to RM 1,700.
So a direct boost for lower income workers.
A direct boost to their purchasing power, yes. And then there's something quite specific for workers in state-linked companies.
The GLCs and GLICs.
That's right. 153,000 workers in those companies are set to get a living wage of RM 3,100 per month.
A living wage, not just minimum wage. What's the distinction there?
Well, the idea of a living wage generally is that it's enough to cover a decent standard of living. Not just survival, but essentials like housing, food, transport, maybe a little extra. It's about financial well-being.
So a step beyond the basic minimum. That's notable.
Very notable. And finally, on this point, a commitment to fill over 4,000 new healthcare jobs in 2025.
Which tackles two things at once, right? Jobs and better healthcare access.
Precisely. Addressing employment and essential public services. It shows how policy connects directly to personal impact.
That's certainly a compelling list. Ensuring progress actually improves lives. Okay, but moving on, the fight against poverty. That's always a huge focus. What did the address say about the scale of these efforts? How are they targeting the most vulnerable?
Yeah, this was a major section, and they highlighted a really significant achievement first.
Which was?
Lifting 150,000 hardcore poor households out of poverty between 2023 and 2024.
150,000 households in about a year. That's substantial.
It really is. Shows real progress. And to keep that momentum going, there's a new program called Rahmah Madani.
Okay, what's that about?
It's specifically for poverty relief. And what's interesting is the structure. It involves both government and private sector collaboration.
Bringing in more resources, maybe different expertise.
Exactly. Leveraging partnerships for broader impact. Plus, the cash aid programs, STR and SARA, they're getting record funding. RM 13 billion allocated.
13 billion, that's a huge safety net.
A crucial lifeline for many, yes. And on top of that, welfare allocations for JKM, that's the Social Welfare Department, are up to RM 2.9 billion.
Specifically for?
Better aid for the elderly and for children. So it's a really comprehensive push, hitting poverty from multiple angles, direct aid, new programs, targeted welfare.
It really does sound like a multi-pronged attack on the issue.
Yeah.
Okay, so beyond direct benefits and poverty work, the address also touched on supporting specific sectors and grassroots communities.
Yes, getting down to the foundation.
Can you elaborate on that, particularly the help for farmers in these community initiatives?
Certainly. For farmers, two key things stood out. The paddy floor price, the minimum price for rice was increased, up to RM 1,500 from RM 1,200 back in 2022.
Which gives rice farmers more income stability.
Correct, especially when market prices can be volatile. And for rubber smallholders, the rubber production incentive, the IPG, was raised too, up to RM 3.00 per kilo from RM 2.50.
Okay, direct support for key agricultural groups.
Mm-hmm.
And the community programs.
Right. At the grassroots level, there's Rahmah Madani. This program gives RM 100,000 in funds to each community.
For them to decide how to use it.
Essentially, yes. Yeah. Empowering local initiatives. And apparently, it's already resulted in about 8,600 projects launched.
Wow. And there was more.
Yes. The Kampung Angkat Madani, sort of like an adopted village program, is expanding significantly from 40 villages up to 200.
Spreading the reach.
Spreading the reach. And then there's an ambitious goal for Sekolah Angkat Madani, the school adoption program, aiming for 1,000 schools by the end of the year.
1,000 schools. Yep. That points towards a real focus on education and youth at the local level.
Absolutely. So if you connect all this to the bigger picture, it shows a clear commitment, supporting vital sectors like farming, but also really fostering development from the ground up, making sure progress reaches into smaller communities too.
That's a very broad sweep of support then, really trying to touch base everywhere. But okay, let's shift gears to something that hits, well, pretty much everyone's wallet directly, every single day.
The cost of living crunch.
Exactly, immediate relief. So what does this all mean for everyday expenses? What were the immediate measures announced?
Right. The PM outlined 5 specific measures designed for quick impact, putting money back in pockets, easing burdens, and some are quite unique.
Okay, let's hear them.
First, SARA for All. This kicks in August 31st, 2025.
SARA for All.
Yes. It's RM 100 for every Malaysian adult, anyone 18 and over, given via their MyCard, their ID card.
Every single adult, not just based on income or house.
That's the revolutionary part, yes, every adult. Usable at major stores, they mentioned Maiden, Lotus, 99 Steed Mart.
How many people does that affect?
They estimate 22 million people, with a total cost of about RM 2 billion. It's the first time aid like this has gone to all adults, not just specific groups. Huge reach.
That is huge. Okay, what else?
Second, a nice little bonus. Monday, September 15th, 2025 is declared a special public holiday for Malaysia Day.
A holiday? Well, that's one way to bring some cheer. People will be planning their long weekend already.
No doubt. And it subtly helps domestic tourism and local spending too.
Good point. Okay, number 3.
Third, the Rahmah Madani sales. These are sales offering essential goods at lower prices. The budget for this is being doubled.
Doubled.
From RM 300 million to RM 600 million, which means, they say, more frequent sales, more locations, and a wider variety of items available. More accessible savings on essentials.
Makes sense. What's fourth?
Fourth, toll rates. They're staying flat on 10 major highways. Places like MX, LPT2, no hikes.
And the government's covering the cost?
Yes, the government is absorbing over RM 500 million in potential increases. So that's a direct saving for millions of commuters every day for some.
Right, that adds up. And the 5th measure?
Finally, number 5, the RN95 petrol subsidy. This is a big change. It's now going to be targeted only to eligible locals.
Targeted? How?
The specifics of eligibility weren't fully detailed in this part of the address, but the outcome is a new RN95 price of RM 2.00000 per liter for those who qualify. They estimate this benefits 18 million drivers and riders.
And for those who don't qualify or foreigners?
They'll pay the market rate. So it's a shift towards a more targeted subsidy system, aiming to help locals while managing government costs.
Interesting. And there was something about electricity, too.
Yes. Just to mention that 85% of homes apparently already saw lower electricity bills in July due to existing relief measures, so these 5 points are layered on top of that.
Okay, those are some really significant, very direct interventions, addressing daily costs head on.
Definitely aimed at immediate, tangible relief for household budgets.
So, bringing it all together,
Yeah.
wrapping things up, what was the overarching message from the Prime Minister at the end of this address? What was the main takeaway he wanted to leave people with?
Well, his closing remark really seemed to capture it. He said, "My priority has always been the people."
Right, reinforcing that commitment.
Exactly. Framing all these policies, the economic strategy, the social support, the relief measures as being driven by citizen welfare. And he also hinted at more to come,
Oh,
mentioning anticipation of more relief coming in 2026 Madani budget. So suggesting this isn't just a one-off package, but part of an ongoing approach.
an ongoing strategy.
Yeah.
Okay, it's clear then, this address really covered a lot of ground, a holistic approach, you could say.
Very much so.
From strengthening the economy at the macro level, down to direct benefits for citizens, the strides in poverty reduction, that support for key sectors and communities, and finishing with those really immediate, very impactful cost of living measures we just discussed.
A broad spectrum, definitely.
So we've covered a lot today. We've looked at Malaysia's economic strength, the direct benefits for the rakyat, the fight against poverty, the grassroots support, and that critical immediate relief. Which leads us to our final thought for you, the listener.
Yeah, something to mull over.
Given this clear commitment we've heard about both to immediate relief and hinting at continuous future support, what does this whole approach suggest about the evolving role of government in Malaysia? How is it trying to balance ensuring citizen welfare day to day while also building that longer-term national economic resilience?